Hello everybody, welcome to another Final Fantasy Friday stream. As you can see by the title, I'm going to be doing a couple daily roulettes, probably just to get into, get the rust off. And then I'm also going to be doing some of the variant dungeon runs, as I haven't done the last two. I haven't completed, and I haven't done all of those. So let's see. Let's do trial. Oh wow, that was fast. So I've been playing. I've been maining Scholar a little bit. It's getting a little stale. I'm gonna go and do Sage. I'm gonna play as Sage for a bit. And then when we go and do the variant dungeons, I don't know. Maybe I'll switch to DPS or tank. I don't know. Depends if anyone has any suggestions or if it's left up to my own decision. Yeah, let's see what we get. What's our first fight for the day? Shiva. Alright, cool. This one's actually really easy. I just need to know which tank's gonna be main. And as soon as everyone is ready. I do also want to get back into playing Black Mage. I kind of miss playing that. It was the job that I started the game with, and it's one that I want to go back to playing, so eventually. We'll get back there eventually. So how is everyone doing tonight? Oh my god, this other healer does not... As soon as my quick res is up. Oh, alright. Someone else healed. Sure. What? Hope what's you? Oh well. Let's switch this to live. Oh, we forgot to do that. God, I actually really miss going through this stage of the main quest, the main scenario. Alright, that person should know how to do this. So that was really quick. Let's do a normal raid, as that's sort of like another trial. Alright, there's also a card I need from this guy. Maybe I can get quickly. Okay, sure. Let's grab that one back. That's fine. 8. I can grab both of these. That's perfectly okay. So now we'll do that. Dang it! I didn't get the card I wanted. Alright. I don't want to push my luck. I don't want to push my luck playing another game while I'm in the queue. But, yeah. So, rules for Final Fantasy Fridays. If I'm playing healer and I die in a run or in a duty, I take a shot. If I'm not playing healer and the party wipes, then I'll take a shot. For the variant dungeons, or really for any of it, it's going to be like once per duty. So variant dungeons, if I die 5 times, it's one shot. Oh, that's really funny. Back-to-back Eden fights. Or not Eden, back-to-back Shiva fights, I mean. Oh my god. Alright. Sure. Alright, I also need to clear out these tribal quests. I have these from like 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. What I find absolutely hysterical though is the Shiva fight we did before. I forget if it was the hard or the normal. But this is a totally different Shiva fight. Without going into spoilers, God damn it. Stop changing. Well, take it. It's fine.
The light shall usher in peace. Impudence!
Excuse? I was stunned? That... rude?
Tranquility must be restored to the land.
Alright. Whoops. Whoops. Alright. Can I res people's now? Thank you.
Darkness, be gone. Light consume you.
Please heal after resing. Man, it's almost like I'm doing a mass heal around me. Whatever. Oh, that's a shot. Alright. Tank, ready to go.
Fools. You would stoke the fires of conflict.
Absolute zero.
The light shall usher in peace. Impudence!
Ah, damn it.
Splendid ice, grant me strength. Shatter! Blood shall freeze.
I do prefer the soundtrack for the original show though.
Shatter!
Excuse me. Got hit by one. Or both? I got hit by both. That's weird.
The light shall usher in peace. Impudence! Tranquility must be restored to the land.
Yep. All right. Come on. Done? I think we're done. Cool. we got it this time. Someone gonna LB? Anyone? Speaking of, I should probably put LB on my hotbar. I realize it's not. Good. That would be why they're not doing it.
Such power. I can't.
And we're frozen in crystallized light.
The light. It's too much for her to bear. Ugh, she won't last much longer. Enough of this. Power of darkness.
And hammer time.
Damn it all!
Okay.
No, won't give up!
Alright, now someone should help me.
My future. Our future.
There we go.
I want to see what tomorrow will bring.
Cool. Alright, give it to the other healer. Alright. That's why I need to shake off the rust, so to speak. I don't want to do an alliance raid. I don't really want to do any of the other ones. Alright. First and foremost, was it roll? No. Main general commands. Limit break. God, I hate this mouse pad. The mouse isn't reading. But then when I put it on the actual desk, screw it. Mousepad is going away. Oh, that is so much better. Duty. Variant. Alright. Long ago in a small village in the shadow of Mount Rakan, there lived a young man. Few were as diligent at harvest time as he, and none so quick to leap into action on the fateful day that screams rang across the fields. Swallowing his fear, he followed the sound to find his neighbors beset by a beast of terrible countenance, its unnatural form proving it the very man-eating monster that had terrorized the people of Shishu for moons. And so, knowing lives would be lost to even a moment's hesitation, the young man lobbed his pitchfork at the creature's exposed belly. It turned tail and ran for the cover of the mountain, howling in pain. Ever since, the village has held a yearly event dedicated to tossing their tools at bundles of straw, in a form of ritual that doubles as useful practice in the event that the kami are slow to respond to future incidents. Imagine my surprise when, having recovered that fork of legend, I discovered the famed swordsmith Nanakusa's mark upon it. 2 histories for the price of 1. I suppose all artisans must pay their dues, be it in humble pitchforks or those kettles that Rowena has such a tidy monopoly on. But the contrast between this tool and Nanakusa's more whimsical works is striking. One would never guess that its maker would go on to build Shishu's most expansive smithy, guarded in each cardinal direction by statues of the 4 lords. Alright. Sometimes those have secrets and hints as to how to solve puzzles in other routes. So that's why I wanted to read that. Alright. So the first route, or the first run I did, I followed the route that, I don't remember the guy's name, but Hancock. I followed the route Hancock chose. I'm going to go from left to right at this point, so I'll go left if there's a choice, or if there's something like I need to place or, you know, flip a switch, so to speak. I'll just have to remember whether I flipped it or not. But yeah, so I also don't remember what the final boss of the route I did was. But basically each route has 3 or 4 variants of the same boss. It's interesting. I really like the way that they do these dungeons. Put cardio on myself. So, let me look around here, because this looks like it might be the first choice. No. Okay, they just put up walls so that way you can't rush to the mini-boss. Okay. So, generally, at least in the first variant dungeon, the way they did it was there was a choice right before the mini boss that determined one of 2 mechanics. Basically, each route has the same first mini boss, but with different mechanics. And then there was a choice right beforehand, usually like a left or right, flip a switch, don't flip a switch, that determined which of 2 sets of mechanics that mini boss had for that route. And then there was usually like a puzzle afterwards that you had to solve in order to determine the final boss's mechanics. It was really interesting. I really, really liked the way they did it in the first one. so blue. Spring has come. Okay, so green is a circle. For green, you need to get close. Blue is the star. Or the 4 wedges, basically. That realistically should have hit me. Fleeting. That sounds like a magic card. That would be a really cool magic card. Like a ninjutsu effect that when it gets bounced to hand, do a thing. So this is probably out. Yep. So, yeah, the mechanics for this fight were pretty much the same. I'm not depressed. I'm not depressed, Mom. I'm trying to summon my persona. Gee. Yeah. Yes. No, Mom, you don't understand. I need to shoot myself in the head to gain some powers. I'm not suicidal. I just want to be stronger. I see shadow demons and they're gonna get me. How you doing, Mousy? Whoops. This is actually... I'm about halfway through the first dungeon. Or the first run of this dungeon. So fire, I need to stay out. Now, so you learned a valuable lesson. What lesson did you learn? Okay, so this is outwards. Shit. This is inwards. Probably roughly here. Ah, I see. My reverse psychology did not work. Once again, I was accounting for you not listening to me. God damn it. Oh, I'm out of MP. Fuck. Oh wait, no, that's HP. Damn it. Right there. I figured. I figured you were going to go either way. But I answered yes, you should go. With the thought process that you wouldn't listen to me. What are you talking? You know what? I want to ask what you're talking about, but I feel like I'm going to get pissed off. Okay, so blue is the... Oh, no, no, no. No, I had it right. Okay. Oh, when you said you were out of MP. Oh, I had activated an ability that restores my MP faster. This down here is called Lucid Dreaming, which gradually restores your MP. So, there wasn't something I missed, right? Okay. So, when I made the comment, I was at like 400. And then I activated the ability, and I guess that's when you looked. Yeah. Have fun. I need to catch up, and by catch up I mean start and finish that show. Or at least season 1 of that show. I don't know where the first choice is. I know in the first variant dungeon, the rightmost starting path didn't exactly give you a choice on the first mini-boss, so I don't know if that's the same here. Got a magic prism. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So it's the Moogle event going on. I forgot about that. Neat. What is this? I acquire the knapsack. Personal effect. Cool. Okay, so here is the choice. I'm gonna go Suzaku. Oh. This is a puzzle. Okay. Well, I'm gonna make them face each other. I don't know if that's the correct, I don't know if that's the correct thing. Because it's either that or I'm supposed to make them face... Or my guess is that I have to make them face the direction of which they're the beast. And I don't remember which one's which. So... Thankfully, Season 1 only has 8 episodes. Yeah. But even still, I need to catch up. Though, from what little, like, trailers or teasers or whatever I've seen, I definitely prefer the art style of the pilot. I prefer a lot of things from the pilot. coming up on the final boss soon, I believe. Oh, katana case. Alright, so I'm going to close the katana lid. Oh no, the wicked the wicked presence is no more. So that's probably the deciding factor on the final boss. I'm sure that if I figured out the statue puzzle correctly, that would have opened up a different path. Personal spoils. Ooh. This looks cool. Mononoke, Moko the Restless. Alright. I am almost guaranteed to fail at least once in this fight. I think every final boss in the first variant dungeon I died to at least once. Which makes sense because I do still like need to learn the mechanics. What to avoid, how to avoid it, etc. The tells. For example. Oh, shit. Did not see that. It's really hard to see when there's text on the screen. So I'm gonna go here. Thanks, Hancock. I don't know how I'm supposed to avoid this. Ah, that's it. I like that. That's cool. Here should be safe. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense now. Here. And then in front. So the arrow is over here. Okay. Oh. That one wasn't really fair. I don't like that one. Alright, so behind. So I need to get over here. Whoa. How other okay. What are those lines? Okay. I'm assuming okay. Alright, I actually learned the mechanics of this fight, I think, fairly quickly. So I need to be on this side. And then in front. I'm sure that I'm not doing the rotation or sage properly, but you know what? That's fine. Behind, whoops. Behind and then in front. Okay. It's actually really simple pattern. In front. And then... Oh. I was in the perfect spot. Okay, in front of the arrow. That's it. Here. And then in front. Definitely learning the patterns. Definitely learning the patterns. don't agree with that one, but alright. Behind. And then in front. I honestly almost did not see that last double attack. Moko the Restless? That's the wrong button. This is the button. Nope. This is the card I want. Okay. Alright, so that's the first, or, well, I guess the second variant dungeon. First run of the night. Let's see. Do I really want to? I don't really want to do Dancer. Not really much I want to do. Could play Reaper. Samurai? I honestly think I'm just going to stick with Sage for a bit. Alright. What gets me... You know, we'll do an alliance raid. As long as we don't get one of the new ones, I'll be happy. Also, if we don't get the last of the second tier, I'm happy with the Crystal Tower. I'm happy with most of... what is it? I don't remember what the second set is called, but happy with the second set, happy with the third set. Hey, the worst of the first, but sure. Alright, so after this, I'll be able to afford a third of a relic weapon upgrade. I need 1,500 per tier of each weapon. There's 4 tiers and like 19 weapons. Right? There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm not counting Blue Mage. 15. Yeah, there's 19. So, it's very expensive to get a full set. But they look awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Only it really matters who goes where, so long as we are all doing damage. It's kind of why this is like one of the worst. Is that in this first section, there's just so many, pretty much waves of enemies. There's not even like mechanics behind them. It's literally just mow them down. Like the mechanic is don't stand in the acid. Like even in the second of this set, the waves, because they did still do pretty much like the same thing, where you know, you're climbing up a tower and there's, you know, various stops along the stairwell, and with a wave of enemies that you gotta kill. But at least there was, you know, there's still like something you had to do. You know, you had to fight you had to avoid a dragon's attacks. Like, but luckily, I think after this, pretty much every fight from here on has a mechanic. It's really nice. And the bone dragon gets back up. I'm still waiting for the day I'm in an alliance, or where I'm basically in one of these raids with 2 tanks of the same job, 2 healers of the same job, or in an alliance, the 2 healers with the same job, and then the 4 or 5 DPSs with the same job. Still waiting for the day. I came close. Came very close. The day that happens, I'm taking a screenshot and I'm posting it. So Everyone's in their spot, looks like. Sure. It works for me. Can't reach. I think that's the first time I've used rescue legitimately, like for any legitimate reason. And like, I feel the worst about it. Like, it was a legitimate reason. The guy needed to be on that blue pad that we were all standing on. In order for Group C to be able to defeat their branch. So it was a legitimate, like, get over here. But without any explanation as to why I did it. So I kind of feel like I feel legitimately bad about it. I finally used rescue for a legitimate reason. Not just to dick around, try and kill my friends. Alright, that is the second of effectively like 4 branches, I'll call it. Because it was left, then right. Now we go forward, and then once we're done once we're done with the forward branch, then that center bit opens up. We drop down to the final boss. I like the idea of this dungeon. I just think that the mechanics for that first branch could have been a little better. I think the mechanics for the second branch could have been a little better. I think that they need to go back and revise this one and make it so it auto separates the different alliances, like it does in later dungeons, later alliance raids. And I think that the mechanic of staying on the pad to make the other alliances bosses vulnerable, I think it kind of sucks. Way too often do people get pissed off at each other because someone doesn't understand the mechanic or what have you. So it's annoying. But that's just my 2 cents on the matter. Elegant napalm. like, no, in all seriousness, I do actually, like, legitimately miss playing through the game again. And not having a maxed out character. So, if there's anyone that's just getting into the game, or or just needs assistance, or, like, maybe you're further along, but you just want, like, a guild, or a free company, or whatever. If you just want, like, friends to play the game with, like, let me know. I'm only on so frequently because there's just not anything for me to do. I don't have a static for Savage and whatnot. So, the few things that I do have to do are just very grindy, and it's so boring. I don't want to be doing 15 dungeons a night to get one tier of a relic weapon. Multiply that by 19. At least not by myself and with randos. If I had, people, friends I'm talking to, and we can joke around and BS with each other, that would be great. But that's not my situation. A Monster Hunter as well, like if you join the Discord, the information should be in the description. If you join the Discord, you'll see, like, I have several effective MMOs. I have Minecraft, I have this game, I have Monster Hunter, I have RuneScape I've been meaning to get back into, both old and new school. What else do I have? Magic the Gathering, I'm interested in all of those things. The only thing I will say is with Magic the Gathering, don't make it an everyday conversation, please. In this fight, I absolutely love being in Alliance B. It's so nice. Or at the very least, playing a ranged class. Oh no, I got grappled. My fault. Stop being greedy. Cool. Did I say GG twice? I did. Whoops. Okay. We'll do one more, I think. We'll do a leveling. Perhaps. No, we'll do a... I'm not going to do leveling. I don't want to risk going into Aurum Vale right now. We'll do a level 50, 60, 70, 80 dungeon. You know, I think it also because it also gives me more tomestones. So I'm building a Grixis deck in Magic, right? A Grixis commander deck. And the commander is Marchesa the Black Rose, or of the Black Rose, whatever. So her ability is she has Dethrone. Other creatures you control have Dethrone. And whenever a creature with a +1/+1 counter on it dies, return it to the battlefield during the next end step. So I was looking through all of the Magic cards that just enter the battlefield with +1/+1 counters, specifically the modular creatures, because when they die, they can then put their +1/+1 counters on other artifact creatures you control. And so many of them are like start with the same. I think it's like Arcbound or something. So seeing all of the enemies with the clockwork at the start just reminded me of that for like no reason. So the way I built the deck is it has almost all of the modular creatures. There's a few of the higher costing ones. I really just wanted like the modular one modular creatures for 2, maybe 3 mana at most. So I wanted those. Then there's another creature that is sort of like modular, but not. It enters with a +1/+1 counter on it, and then when it dies, you can put its +1/+1 counters on any creature you control. So that's how I put the +1/+1 counters on Marchesa. Aside from the fact she has Dethrone, I just want some other way in case I have the highest life total. You know, and then I have counter spells for things that exile my stuff. And specifically, only things that exile my stuff. If you board wipe, I don't care. My stuff's just gonna come back. But I tried looking into the red creatures with Riot. The creatures with Unleash, Devour, you know, things that just enter with +1/+1 counters within Grixis colors. And unfortunately, they're either very expensive or they're just not good. You know, it would basically be like a 1/1 for 1, essentially, or rather a 1/1 for 2 that enters with a +1/+1 counter. It's like, okay, so it's a 2/2 for 2. Does nothing else. It fits in the deck, you know, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't benefit the deck in any way, other than being able to return. I would want things that, you know, like XIV Blood Witch, where she has Unleash, so I can have her enter with a +1/+1 counter. And then other creatures I control with +1/+1 counters have haste. You know, so then there's all of that. Right now, I'm just kind of in this, you know, I'm realizing I need a lot more draw power than I have. So I'm going to probably be looking into replacing some stuff with things like Phyrexian Arena, or what are some other good Grixis draw spells? Can't think of them off the top of my head. My brain is kind of on autopilot right now with Final Fantasy. But that's kind of the idea of that deck. And then I was going to kind of split it 50-50 with Missy, but when so many of my creatures, or when so much of my focus is artifact creatures at that point with Marchesa, that way the modular can keep bouncing the +1/+1 counters around. Missy require when a non-artifact creature you control, or when a non-artifact creature just in general dies, return it to the battlefield face down under your control. It's a 2/2 Cyberman artifact creature. And unfortunately, Infinite Reflection doesn't work the way I was hoping, due to the way layers work. But that's fine, you know. All I would do is just make it so my creatures have more. So that way, my creatures have morph or cloak, right? And then I can flip them face up. So that way it's like, okay, my creature dies. I bring it back as a 2/2. And then I can flip it face up to do a thing. And then it dies. And I bring it back as a 2/2. But what I wanted to have happen is have things that just sacrifice themselves for whatever effect. Like Blood Pet. Sacrifice it for black mana. I wanted to put Infinite Reflection on that. So then, when the creatures came back as the Cybermen, they would become, let's say, a Blood Pet, and then I could sacrifice them for mana, and then they come back as Blood Pet, and I repeat that until I have infinite mana. But, like I said, it doesn't work that way. They would enter as whatever Infinite Reflection is on, and then Missy's effect would turn them into 2/2s. Into the 2/2 artifact cycle. But it is what it is. I'm not gonna complain about the rules. Just that I'll just need to figure out a different thing. Unfortunately, I don't know of any way to get rid of a card type. I only know of ways to add card types. So like, what is it? I think it's Opalescence. It's either Opalescence or Enchanted Evening. I think it's Enchanted Evening, actually. Where everything becomes an enchantment. Or Mycosynth Lattice, or whatever the new blue Mycosynth whatever card is. That turns things into artifacts. So, unfortunately, there's nothing that gets rid of artifacts. At least not yet. Maybe one day. I was waiting years for them to print a card where it's like, you know, enchanted creature or target creature you control gains Myriad until end of turn or something like that. But that card basically just came out. I've been waiting years for them to print something like that. Closest thing we had was Blade of Selves. Maybe it was all creatures you control gain Myriad until end of turn. Something. It was something. But the reason that that's disgusting is depending on what colors that's in. Well, I know that card in particular was Izet colors, blue-red. But then if you wanted to play something like non-white, which I think that was I can't think of the name of the creature, but it had to do with, I think it dealt with like Cascade or something. But if you wanted to play non-white, you could throw in something like Vraska. Or if you just wanted to play Grixis, you could risk playing Phage. But Phage is legendary. Also, Myriad would kill you. But you know, something with like player Death Touch. Player Death Touch, or just a bunch of things with like really, you know, really strong things with Infect. Anything like that in, you know, like Grixis colors or Temur colors would be disgusting. But those are the two deck ideas I'm working on. Both Grixis colors. Both very heavily like you're not clearing. I think the Marchesa deck is the more consistent of the two because, like I said, you would have to morph for Cloak, or I guess activate the morph cost and then decloak. Yeah, I don't know. That mechanic is weird. But you would flip it. You would flip them face up, and then they're no longer Cybermen. So, or rather, they're no longer artifacts. So then, when they die, they come back. But you would have to pay that cost. Laha Brea, it's you again. Ooh, that hurt my eyes. Man, I absolutely love the lore of this game. You know, like without going too much into spoilers, I love the lore of this game. Okay. There we go. Okay. I think... let's go warrior for a little bit. We will go duty. Alright, once again, I just want to make sure that I'm not missing any hints. That fairy almost spoiled the whole experience. I hope we've seen the last of her. The fairy that tormented Matsuya was a forgotten familiar by the name of Statis. Kalika was no stranger to her antics, and he recounted stories of Statis wielding bizarre tools in her many attempts to capture him. She seems to have no purpose but to engage in mischief, and her traps litter Alo Alo. Given that scholars from the city-state of Nim settled upon Alo Alo after the 6th calamity, the presence of a fairy is hardly surprising. They were favored as familiars by Nim's mages, but such minions disappear upon the death of their master, when the supply of aether sustaining them is cut off. The fact that Statis has endured for so long suggests that she draws upon a potent source of aether, perhaps the selfsame jewel which is responsible for the remarkable vitality of Alo Alo. As an aside, the techniques used to control these fairies would later be refined by modern arcanists who command carbuncles. Tracing the evolution of the art further back, we can see a connection to the wooden familiars left behind by the forgotten original settlers of Alo Alo. The tapestry of history is vast and intricate, and these expeditions have done much to add new threads to the cloth. So it doesn't seem like any hints there. So we have variant spirit dart. Okay, so same thing. Enter as a solo. So once again, I'm going to go left and probably left again. Come on. You don't get to choose this time, Matsuya. I let you choose the first time because it was because I really didn't know what the hell I was getting into. I also think it's good going down the same path and clearing all of the routes on one path first. Because then you get used to the boss. And you're not bouncing between things. Between mechanics. Oh, I need to change this. Or, I don't worry about healing at all, and I just use my bloodwetting. This is so broken. So broken. But yeah, no, in variant dungeons I can just change my job. So if warrior proves to not be effective here, I can just go back to a healer. Fight me. And, like, look at this. Even 6 enemies isn't enough to even have me sweating. Once I remembered what hotkey it was bound to. Because even though it says, like, with each weapon skill successfully delivered, it's with each hit. It's not with each weapon skill. I guess the best way to put it into magic terms is it's per damage dealt, not per spell cast. Fight me. So what do you guys think of the variant dungeons? I think I didn't pay enough attention to the backstory as to why we were exploring them enough to really appreciate the design and why the NPC companions are here. Because, like, with the first one, I know it's okay. It's Nanamo kind of exploring her parents, you know, an underground passageway that her parents sort of like hid or left to her or something. So that was really cool. But here, it's kind of just like, okay, I'm exploring an island. I don't really know the backstory. Okay. Is a giant lizard. Alright. It's honestly... Ooh. Ow, that bright lights are really bothering me. But yeah, so once again, like, this is a fight that once you know the mechanics, it's so simple. I think I'm supposed to go to that one over there. I'll get hit by whatever. Nope, this is fine. God, we're not even halfway done with this fight. So, I am nearing 50 subs, which, not gonna lie, is kind of insane to me. I didn't even think that I would hit the, like, 20 sub mark. And then I started playing Minecraft, which I was supposed to upload a video today, but I really wasn't feeling well earlier this week, and I wasn't able to record. But, you know, I started playing Minecraft, and then, like, everyone was subscribing. Well, at a higher rate than I was expecting. I will say that. Still not super quick. By any means. But it was still a higher rate than I anticipated. But I'm approaching the 50 sub mark, and it has me thinking of, things I can do for, like, later... like sub milestones, I guess. And one thing I think I kind of want to do, and this is going to be insane, but I think once I hit a point where I can just do, or if I hit a point where I can just do, I got hit by that. No? If I hit a point where I can start making money off YouTube, I would love, absolutely love, to do a stream where I do nothing, or where basically I do an entire playthrough of this game in one stream. You know, so I go from new-fledged Warrior of Light, joining the Scions, all the way up to Endwalker. And the longer I wait, the longer it takes me to reach a point where I feel comfortable doing something insane like that, the longer it's going to take to do something insane like that. You know, the next expansion is right around the corner. It's summer of this year. You know, so... Is it really the same pattern every time? But anyway, you know. So then I would have to get through that expansion. And I don't know if I would want to actually read or play through the cutscenes. But the cutscenes are kind of important for the story. And then that's going to add even more time. I would almost certainly not do side content. I would just level up one class. I would do side content later in the, you know, like after the stream. I would go back and level up all the other classes if I decide to. If I really, really want to have an alt character for whatever reason. But I think it would be really interesting to see if to see if I can do it. I don't know how long it would take. It would probably take me a few days of constant play. Well, not even probably. It would almost definitely take me a few days of constant play. Alright, so if my guess is correct, yeah, it's the same thing. He goes straight and then turns left. Which is very helpful to know. Anyway, so yeah, I would love to just do like it would honestly, I could probably get it done if I played literally all day every day for a week. Because every dungeon, other than these variant dungeons, right? All the mainline dungeons with the duty support and the trust system, they take me about a half hour each. So, and then there's usually a dungeon roughly every odd level. So 71, 73, etc. So 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 with some trials in between. Right, but that's roughly. I can't speak for ARR for the for 2.0. Can't speak for that. I don't know how long that's going to take me, but every other expansion, just the dungeons alone, would take me about 2.5 hours. And usually going through the main story, the main scenario quests, they usually keep you on par with the level that they want you at, or like the next duty. So you're not going to hit the dungeon. You're not going to get to a point where you need to level up to get into the next duty. I think the only time I needed to do that was getting to level 49 in ARR. But they have I think they've since gone back and fixed it. But yeah, I think that would be a really fun challenge for myself to see if I can beat an MMO in one sitting. Now I know that a lot of it is going to be a lot of backtracking and traveling from one end of Eorzea to the other, and that does get annoying. But most of my playtime, okay, what is this going to do? Okay, so I do see that here are two paths. I will let Is it even? Okay, Matsuya. I will do the first option. We should press on. Okay. So then fishing would be this side. Okay. And that the only thing I could really see being a problem... Well, no, because... with the duty support system. Right? With that being a thing, now, I could play a DPS and then have a very easy time getting into the alliance raids I need. Oh, I probably was not supposed to let that person get hit. I could have a very easy time getting through, or getting into the alliance raids for the Crystal Tower, because that is the only mandatory alliance raid set at the moment. But yeah, no, I do kind of want to get to a point where I can do that, where I can sit down and just stream all day, taking breaks for food, or I could just eat on stream. I don't really care anymore. I just don't have a courtesy. So. Ooh, that's a really pretty stingray. So yeah, if you guys want to see me do something like that, literally play through this entire game, you know, or the main scenario. Oh, I was not paying attention. I was too busy, you know, like daydreaming about. All right, you know what? I'm counting that. I will count that as a shot required. Because that is totally on me. Aside from the fact that, you know, I'm in this solo, but no, that is me not paying attention. Yeah, but yeah, if you want to see me play through the entire main scenario of this game, leave a like, subscribe. Hell, I don't care if when I go live or whenever I release a video, if you just leave it on in the background. I don't care. I just need the time. I need YouTube's algorithm to say, like, this person? Yes. Alright. One more moment. Alright, now the question is, do I want to stick with... You know what, I'm gonna switch to Scholar. Oh. Because I'm in a dungeon, because I'm not in... Did I not grab this before? Whoops. So because I'm in a dungeon and not a city, my glamours couldn't be set. So all of my healing gear is currently glamored with my sage glam, which is ironically, more of a, you know, like, scholarly gentleman look. But the reason for that is because that is more like a, you know, Charlian. I would say it's more of a Charlian noble, or at least like Charlian culture, which is where the sage sort of originated in this setting, to my understanding. Though I do kind of want to rework my glams at some point. I want to go through, especially now that where with the next expansion that you're going to be able to have two, or like each outfit is, or each article of clothing is going to have two sections that can be dyed. So it's going to have a lot more customization options. I am going to want to, I am going to want to rework my glams. I was about to say, am I almost done? And then we get to... Ooh. Okay, that better be the mount for this one. Oh, that looks so cool! Oh, okay. Tidal Roar sounds like it's going to do something in front of it. Or just be a raid wide. Or an arena wide, I guess. You look like you're going to do mines. I'm gonna stand here just in case it was a plus, like a cross section. I don't know what that was supposed to do. Ah. Yeah, it's really interesting, like, how much... When I can actually take a look at the arena, and it's not like 1,000,001 things going on all at once, it's really insane how all of the hours I've put in... all of the hours I put into this game, I know pretty much all of the mechanics. I shouldn't say all of the mechanics. But, like, in seeing one mechanic, for example, oh, the bubble is, or the crystal was held up by a bubble. Okay, so that's probably going to move. And if I had to guess, it's going to move 2 spaces. Right? So, like, here, the only spot it can move 2 spaces would be this far all the way to the left. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, did I mess... I saw the other mechanic that I failed, and I knew what I should have done. I just didn't have the ability to do that. Alright, so I'm going to want to probably stand here. Absolutely. Alright, so as long as my vulnerability 2 can... Oh, jeez. I was where I needed to be, too, and I panicked thinking it was the other crystal. You know what? I switched classes. I will count that as a second shot. I know I said 1 per run, but it was a different class. I also just want to take a shot, so I'm making up an excuse. So, I'm glad I did because I almost forgot to summon my fairy. This, and this. Alright, so the 2 things I really messed up on, thinking back on it, Tidal Roar, I just want to make sure that it's not like okay, I did get hit, so it's not a get in a circle. There's not really a fail. This is do not stand, essentially don't stand on the square that it's in. Why did I do that? So spring crystals is, you know, straight lines. And they typically are 2 columns away from each other. And, like, I think it's really interesting how much you can actually... I think the word is ascertain. Mechanics from this game. Like, they are very... they are very fair and understandable and predictable. Predictable is the word that I'm trying to say. So, like, you know, this, you can tell it's going to move 2. You don't need to panic. The only thing that I didn't do before was get far enough away from the thing that's about to be summoned. Also that. That's fine. I can fail one mechanic, I just don't want to fail a second one. So if I stay on this column... Nope. Let's go to this column. Run as far away. Seriously? Oh, you know what? Maybe that purple means it's fine. Yeah. Okay. So at this point, we should be okay. I did also totally forget to be healing myself and guarding myself. So if everything moves over 2, I'm going to want to stand basically on this board. Here. I'm correct with this. I am. I just need to move that. And if I had to guess, they're going to pop when they get to the edge. So I'm going to want to stand over here. No, they don't pop. But I did want to get into the donut, so. So no real loss. Spring crystals, okay. Stand on this border here. Go here. Okay. I am learning. Like, even those mechanics, I still need to remember out, then in, or then in, or in, then out. I do also need to remember to actually keep an eye on its casting bar. Stream bubbles, okay. Which way? So out, come on, then in. Okay, spring crystals. So we're basically just going through the loops again. Once again. Pretty much stay on this border. Here. And the only thing that sucks is just like I have no way to speed this up. Blowing bubbles. Oh, shit. Bad time to not have the shield. Fine. All right. Ooh, we got a new card. And again, I hit the wrong button. Triple decker. Alright, I enjoyed that fight. I'm curious what the mechanics would be if I let Matsuya fish. So I might actually do another run. But I do want to go through some more Duty Roulettes real quick, just to, what? That was weird. It's the only thing I really want to do Bard. Honestly, I kind of want to play Reaper a bit. Alright, so we did... You know what? Let's do leveling. We haven't done leveling yet. I don't need to do leveling, but let's do leveling. Honestly, this is the worst matchup. DPS and anything other than Alliance Raid. So we're going to be here for a bit. Which means I can actually go and do this again. And she, yep. Then we'll take that back. We will take... Oh, I did my math wrong. Shit. Alright, we still won. Damn it! I don't need good King Moggle Mog. I have good King Moggle Mog. I'm using good King Moggle Mog. That hurt my throat. Alright, I'm going first again. Ramu. Eight. Shit. That's fine. Because I can now grab you. I win again! Still don't have the card I need. I don't even know what card that is. Red goes first. Ooh! Alright, all nines. Steal you. Kind of sucks. Do that. I think I'll try one more time for this card before we go and work on something else. What I plan on working on, I have no idea. Fuck you! You know what? We'll do this. Yeah, right. We are tied. I will do this. We are tied. That's fine. I would rather a draw than a loss. I said I was gonna do. That was the last attempt. The only other real... there's a few things I still have to do. And by a few, I mean there's a lot of things I still need to do. But most of them, except for like one thing, requires me to go into and like register for a duty, essentially. So I can't even go and do those things. And I honestly don't want to do these. Like, not gonna lie, I really don't want to do those. Well, we're number 7 in line, so... oh, how many Moogle tombstones do I have? Never mind. I don't even... because I don't even know how many of those I'm going to want. Excuse me. But I know that typically the main scenario stuffs give the most Moogle tombstones. I do decide to farm those, I will be doing main scenario stuff. So that'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. It's not going to be fun. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that to you guys. But it is what it is. The only reason I really even care about the Moogle tombstones, honestly, is they're a way to get mounts without doing the trial that the mount is from. It's honestly the only reason I care. Or even the content that the mount is from. Sometimes they're not from trials. Usually they are, but not always. Honestly, playing DPS classes makes me really want to play Monster Hunter. So, if anyone in chat wants to play some Monster Hunter a little later, again, you know, join the Discord, hit me up. Info should be in the description. If it's not, then I'm a dumbass. And I need to work on that. I need to be better about that. Really fun. It was really funny because last week after stream, I was buzzed. Like, I was conscious. I remember everything that was going on. I was buzzed, and I was trying to play Monster Hunter World. Specifically, I was going up against a high rank, or no, I think I was going up against a master rank Diabolos. Bad idea. Really bad idea without going through low rank and then high rank first. I got my ass kicked. So, yeah, if anyone wants to help me out with that, that would be amazing. I am still trying to get... When I say I'm insane, I mean I am insane. I want to get one of every switch axe. And granted, I haven't beaten Iceborne. So, I have a long way to go. Though I should probably start with increasing my my armor tier, because I don't know if it's the fact that I just wasn't dodging in time, or if my gear is too weak. Like I don't remember. I remember getting my ass kicked. I just don't remember exactly why. Like, I don't know, maybe it could have just been because I was buzzed and my reaction times were slow. Alright. Do not stop moving. Be not tempted to rest. Stay within your wedge. Please. Please, stay within your quarter circle. Dickhead. Second trial overcome. It's really cool that you can see the boulder before it starts rolling. So, I will finish this dungeon. I will do the second route of the third variant dungeon. And then probably next week I'll do 2 runs of the other dungeon. Just honestly, the third of those interests me more than the second. The one with the elephant person, Matsuo. I like them more than Hancock. So. Plus the fights were just a little bit more interesting. They're very long, and I think that they need to bring because you can do them solo, I think that they need to bring the HP down a bit for variant dungeons. Just because they do take forever. Like, I think if they take 1.5 cycles of the mechanics, I think that should be enough. 1.5 to 2 cycles. I went like 4 or 5. But that's just my opinion. I was about to start attacking as if I was playing, say, Scholar. Like, but yeah, like, if you look at this boss, yes, there's 4 people attacking it, but I feel like it should be relative to that in terms of how long it takes. Because I went through the first variant dungeon with a friend of mine, and even that took forever. At times. That was a nice little break. Let's head back to Scholar. Summon the fairy. Alright, let's read this. Someone else was at Alo Island, and they commanded a wooden figure to attack us. It looked like a Guasea, and its fangs were just as deadly. Thank the sisters Enigma was there. When Matsuya told me of this encounter, my first thought was of the golems of the Far East, said to be driven by intricate wooden mechanisms. However, as Kalika so eagerly explained to us, the people of Ala Ala were artisans of a different sort. They created arcane wooden familiars known as Kwakwa. Or, I'm going to say Kwakwa. They created arcane wooden familiars known as Quaqua to serve as both protectors and companions, of which the creature that assailed Matsia and Enigma was but one. Nor were their constructs limited to the Quaqua alone. Kalika warned against recklessly laying hands upon any of the figures dotting the island, lest they be roused from their slumber to defend their home. Practitioners of the art of Arcanima. Practitioners of the art of Arcanima, which itself originated in the southern seas, employed gemstones to act as an intermediary between the corporeal and incorporeal when summoning familiars such as carbuncles. The properties of wood, however, make it suitable for the selfsame purpose, and there is now evidence to suggest that early arcanists relied on wooden rather than gemstone cores. The tiresome lout of whom Matsia spoke must have possessed intimate knowledge of Arcanima to successfully adopt these methods and call upon the Quaqua. Okay, so basically don't touch anything. So we're going to go left again. And then we're going to let Matsia fish. Because I think that was really the only choice that I had. I didn't see any... I didn't see anything I could interact with other than Matsia, really. But this will probably be the last thing I do today. I'm honestly just really glad I'm doing something other than just daily roulettes. Like, this is actually a lot of fun. Very tedious because of, you know, how long it takes to defeat the bosses, but it's not exactly something that I can help. I should get out of there. But again, when I have Matsia fish, it should change the mechanics of the boss on this round. At least slightly. So I will need to pay attention to that. Uh-oh, there's rain coming. I wonder if that is a secondary choice. Or, like, change that can happen. Is whether or not it rains. Because it rained last time, too. And again, in the first variant dungeon, in one of the paths, there was one thing that you couldn't control, and it was a pipe bursts, and depending on whether it spills water, I forget if it's whether or not it bursts or if it always bursts, and depending on if it spills water or oil. But it's something like that. It's basically just a pipe bursting. And that's 100% completely random, out of your control. But it doesn't affect the end part of the route, like, because there is a secret boss. And you basically have to complete you have to read those entries that I've been reading out loud. You have to read those, and they do describe, they described something you had to do along the path in order to open up the secret boss. And it was really cool. So I am trying to keep an eye out for that in this and in the other one. I just don't know what it's going to be. And so far, all I know is don't touch anything. So, I honestly think that it might depend on whether or not it rains for this first boss and first set of mechanics. Because, again, there was no choice. And in the first variant dungeon, like I said, the mid-boss, the boss halfway, hold on. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. The boss halfway through the dungeon, there was always two different sets of mechanics that they could have. And then a different pair per route. Though there were some mechanics that were constant across all three. Like this is constant across. Or like this might be the constant. Okay, so the fact that it rains and then they say look out lightning, I honestly think that it might have something to do with the weather. This might be, or they might have just made it so it's random as far as the mechanics go, but then like the outcome of the route is purely in your control. I don't know. I still need to go through a few more. Yeah, so I think that if it doesn't rain, this mechanic gets changed here. And I think Violet Storm would as well. Because I don't remember those two being part of the first run. This mechanic I remember. Basically all of the green weapons I remember. So. Okay. So then if we let Matsuya fish, that'll open up the right path. And I wonder what's going to change for the final boss. Sure, go for it. Up. Oh, right, I need to clear this place. But, yeah. So, I'm going to try and stream a little bit more consistently. It's just very tough. I am in the middle of changing jobs. Between that, trying to keep up with Minecraft, you know, and some of my other hobbies, it's a lot. It really is. So, I was thinking of probably doing Friday, Saturday, or at the very least Friday. I don't know what other days I'd be able to stream. It really honestly depends on how well YouTube does. Ooh, cutscene. I'm gonna take another shot. Kind of want to. I don't want to say I want to finish this bottle because this is the same bottle from last week. So it wasn't full when I started, but you know, I kind of want to drink a bit more. So. Oh. Fish are close. Okay. So we let Matsuya fish. Mound of rocks. I obtain a southern worm. So my guess is that we need to go this way. We need to hand Matsuya the correct bait. She'll fish out something big. It'll probably barf out, like, a message in a bottle. The message in the bottle will give us a hint as to another puzzle that we need to do. So unless these two drop something, I probably did this wrong. not gonna lie, I kind of want to do this path again, but it just takes so long. I am getting a little antsy. I want to do something else. I gotta say, the music in this dungeon is very calming. A great catch is just ahead. Was there another spot that she wanted to stop? I don't remember. Or is it just the big monster thing at the end? Yeah, it's just the big monster thing. That is the arena wide. Spring crystals, that's the same. Oh wait, no. Yes, this is the same. There's one on each row and one in each column. This is the same. Okay, so it's probably gonna... Okay, that's the same. So far, everything's been the same. Oh, here's something different. Okay, someone's an ad. Huh. Okay. So I bet it would depend on what fish you or Matsuya catches at that point. Okay. I like that. But good to know that things are still changing. It's really good to know. But yeah, as you can see, I'm about to go through the... I'm about to finish the second cycle of mechanics. And we're about 2/3 of the way done. Alright, so it'll be about 2 and change. 2 to 3 cycles. I think it should be a little bit shorter. And then as more peoples are in the party, the HP increases. Kind of like what they do with Monster Hunter. So as soon as he does the roar, or it does the roar, which should be soon, that'll be about the second, not tidal roar. Once it summons the anglerfish, that'll be the first, or the second cycle. So kind of doing more. Maybe that was a one-time thing? I don't know, but I prefer that mechanic over the other one that I had the first time. Huh. Yeah, it hasn't resummoned the anglerfish, which is... You know, I'm not gonna complain. Alright. So with that done, I will be calling it here, I think. It's been about 3 hours or so. A little over. I think we made a decent amount of progress. We basically did 3 variant dungeon runs and most of the daily roulettes. So the only thing I'm going to want to make sure I do is get those Moogle tombstones in the next month. But that's going to be something I have to do on my own time. And that's even if there's... Where? You know what? Where? Before I call it, where's the Moogle? I want to see if I even care about the rewards. Alright. What? Opened the Mogpendium. Sure. The Moogle Treasure Trove is a special event held at a regular... Okay. Okay, so it's the Moogle Tombstones. It's held for a set duration, which can be viewed. Okay, so they basically just made this... the objective for the Moogle Treasure Trove can be standard objectives, which can be completed repeatedly, weekly objectives, mini-Mog challenges, which can be completed once a week, Ultimog, which can be completed once per event period. Non-repeatable objectives provide greater quantities of tombstones, obviously, so prioritize them to get the items you want. Okay. Sure. Score at least 800... Okay. Standard objectives. Yeah, so the Praetorium gives 7 weekly. Eden's Gate. Ooh, I like this. I actually really do like this. The way that they're doing this now. Okay, I want the neckerchief. So that's 100, 150, 200, 250, 300. Sorry, 280, 310. All right, yeah, I'm going to want a lot of these. All right. So, I know I said I was going to call it here, but I'm going to revert that. How do I open the compendium? Consult the okay. So, weekly objective is one of the Eden's Gates, and it's 20 tombstones? This is also really easy. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Western Thanalan. I'm going to find this person that they want me to win a triple triad thing against. And I'm going to sign up for Eden's Gate, whatever it was. Which was raids? No. No, it was raids. In Shadowbringers, Eden's Gate, Inundation. This thing. So then... Oh. I never beat this guy? Oh, I have. Oh, no. Okay, I didn't beat him. I just happened to have one of the cards. 3 open. Fine. Best. Oh, this should be easy. We will do... You know what? Screw it. We'll do that. We will do that. Do that. I win. Done. Claim rewards. Commence. Perfect timing. Alright, so that's going to be 30 of the things that right away. And then the standard objectives are just the regular dungeons that they have. I wonder if I get an additional 2. Right? 2 for beating the dungeon and then 20 for it being the weekly or whatever reward. So anyway, it's going to be a lot of running through, basically doing the exact thing I don't want to be doing. But at least they made like the weekly things, so it's a little bit better. It just sucks that, like, excuse me, it just sucks that, like, only one set of things is repeatable, and that's the dungeons. I kind of wish that, I don't know, maybe there was a cycle, so all of the, I don't know, let's say the, what was it, the mini-mog things? Let's say those were, there was a cycle, so you had to do inundation, then... Or hell, even if you had to do the extremes synced. Right? Like, I think that would be worth not having it capped. Or savage. I don't know. Kind of just my 2 cents of it. I really don't want to be grind, because let's put it this way. Let's say I need 350. If it wasn't for the mini-mog and weekly and whatever challenges, I would have to do 50 runs. I would have to do 50 runs of the main scenario. Roulette, basically. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot. And when they're not fun, can you please... Like, they're really not fun. Not gonna lie, honestly, preferred it when they were super long. But maybe it's just because I'm a bit of a masochist and I enjoyed the fact that they compensated us with a shit ton of experience. I don't know. really don't know. I tend to have, you know, when it comes to video games, I tend to have some of the more unpopular opinions. You know, I prefer turn-based combat over the more, like, I don't know, real-time stuff. I don't really like the ATB system from, you know, Final Fantasy VII, for example. I prefer random encounters and not seeing the enemies on the map. Yeah, a lot of my opinions on games tend to be not the most popular. So. Alright. Now I will call it for the night. I appreciate you all stopping by. You know, I appreciate you watching for, you know, as long as you did. You know, it could have been the entire stream. It could have been 30 seconds. You know, any little bit helps. It's, you know. So, thank you. I do hope that you guys enjoyed at least a little bit. I hope I'm doing something right. But yeah, no, if you haven't already, do leave a like, subscribe to the channel, go join the Discord, link in the description. Follow me over on Blue Sky, link in the description. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Stone Block episode releasing on Monday, and more of Final Fantasy next Friday.